Hi guys, welcome back and coming to check out the next installment of my work in progress of my Superman Adopted Son customization. So here I have my mold, which is now obviously fully cured, and I've also just cut a little backing board just for each side, just to kind of give that a little bit of extra support, and as well a elastic band just to wrap that around. Obviously I have a scale, I've got a nice paper cup. This is my Mac Wax release agent, so this is the same agent that I used when making my mold to make sure that the silicone didn't stick to each other. Going to use the same stuff. And then here is my resin, which is 2 parts. This is from PS Composites. It's a fast cast resin. I'm still trying to figure out how much of each component to use. I can always add a little bit more if I need to, because I am going to paint the model in the end, so it doesn't really matter if there is a join line. So next up I will be weighing out the resin in 2 equal parts and mixing that in a cup, and then I will be ready for casting. In terms of protection, I have 2 disposable gloves. You do not want to get resin on your skin, very difficult to remove, if at all. And then as well I have a vapor mask. So the fumes from resin are very bad for your lungs. So this isn't just a dust mask, this is a vapor mask. I use this also for when I work with my other resin models. So this is an A1P2, I don't know if you can see there, vapor mask. That's to try and remove any sort of components that you could breathe in deep into your lungs. So I'll be using this while I do my cast. First things first, I need to spray my mold with my release agent, because obviously I don't want the resin to stick inside my mold. That could be quite a disaster. So giving this a good shake, I'm just going to dust that in because I don't want it to leave a heavy texture. Make sure I'm getting it into the ears in particular. Don't know if you remember from when I was doing the actual monster clay casting, those ears were such a pain. Could never actually get them to fill. Hopefully that's enough. So hopefully I'm getting everything in on the camera here. So doing this at my desk, making sure that sits in nicely. There we go. Now for my backing board. Okay. Next to put the elastic on. It's actually quite incredible, the silicone being flexible so that you can get your part out at the same time. So flexible that you could actually end up squashing or distorting the actual model. So I'm just a bit nervous of over tightening the elastic. So that's obviously very loose. Maybe I'll do one more. Now this is also why you want to have a nice thick wall, is so that you don't compress too much, or that there's enough force there so that you don't actually distort your mold. I'm just going to move that over maybe. Try to spread out the load. very difficult breathing through this wafer mask, I tell you. Okay, that seems better. Okay. Now I also had a piece of straw. So this is where I'm going to pour in through, but also have a little air hole there. And the idea of putting the straw in is that any silicone that works its way out doesn't actually spill all over my mold. It rather goes up through the straw. Okay. Okay, now we have it open. I'm going to pour that in. Wishing I had made a bigger hole now. So there's some murky stuff coming out of there. I don't know if I'm supposed to have shaken this up first. Some sort of sediment. What I don't like about shaking it up is that, oh yeah, I did need to shake that up. So I'm introducing air bubbles. Okay, so that's 100 grams. Let's see if I can show you there. So not actually that much. Let me get this off the, do it this way. So I've obviously introduced quite a lot of bubbles now. I do have a second cup, so I think I'll do the other cup separately and just let that settle for a few minutes, just to try and get that out. So that's 100 grams. I think that will be enough. Obviously I can't do this by volume. I didn't want to pour this into nice measuring cups. So I guess I will just mix a little bit more later if I need to. But hopefully this will be enough. So now for part B. So I guess the advantage, and now that I see how slowly it actually pours, you want to do this in a second cup so that you don't actually start the curing process too soon. I'm just going to get 100 grams of that. There we go. So quite different in appearance. I'll just put them side by side. So part A and part B, both 100 grams. This one's got a bit of gunk at the bottom. I had to actually drill, unfortunately, into the bottle. The actual lid was completely sealed. I had to drill through it. So hopefully, I don't know, as I pour that, if I'm lucky, those little bits will just stay at the bottom. Okay. So here's my spoon. Going to, yeah, this is definitely should be enough. Just going to pour that gently down the side. Oh yeah, I definitely have enough material here. Okay, oh good. Now, just to gently stir that. That's the idea here, is you try not to introduce any air bubbles. Trying to get down into the corner there. So obviously now as I'm mixing it's going to start curing. So I can't do this for too long. That's my colour of my mixture there. That looks fairly well mixed. Now this is a fast cure. I think the working time is 5 minutes. They weren't particularly clear on the instructions. In fact, there were no instructions except to mix equal parts. So, fingers crossed. Okay. So now I'm just going to pinch the tip there. Just have a bit of a spout. It's actually feeling warm already in my hand. Okay. Just going to pour a little in. Just going to slosh that around. Let's try to get that everywhere. I'll do a bit more. Obviously I'm getting some on the mold. Gently. Hopefully that will... I did spray a bit of silicone release or wax spray on the top because I knew this would happen. It's actually starting to thicken up already. Oh, it's starting to cure. Oh dear. That really was fast. And there it's already cured. I suddenly saw a change in colour. And there it's gone. I can see a little bit in the straw. And I also see that 100 grams is a little bit too much. I'm going to weigh this now to see just how much I actually had left. Okay, so 100 grams. So, wow, quite a lot left over actually, or less the weight of the cup, whatever that is. 20 grams to the cup, okay. So I'm probably going to need to do a second run and pour that a lot more quickly. About 10 minutes have passed now, and as you can see from the cup here, this happened almost instantaneously. It went rock hard. I mean, this is rock hard. It's actually cooled down now. Well, it's fairly cool, so I think I will make an attempt at taking it out of the actual mold. I'm not expecting any miracles. In fact, I'm expecting it to look quite dire, just because it just hardened a lot quicker than I was expecting. I don't know if I was just taking too long in the stirring or talking to you guys too much, but here goes. Let me just turn the camera down a little. There we go. Let's see what this does. Oh, actually not too bad on the face. Actually pleasantly surprised there. I guess all the sloshing and all that definitely got in there. I can see that I didn't actually fill it. Here there's a big air bubble got caught in there before it got time to fill up. So where the sloshing was, there's a very thin little layer there. So I guess I could actually fill that up. But on a very positive note, the ears got filled. Oh, he's actually still quite warm. Let me just pull the... Okay. And there he is. So a few pockets of air got caught there. Obviously in there, that's going to need repairing. But to be fair, I'm actually quite happy with that. Still very warm. You know, a bit of, what's it called? I've got milliput that I can do there. In there, however, that's obviously quite brittle. It looks like, you know, for my paw, what I might do is cut in my mold just another hole. I guess if I look at it that way, yeah, that's quite right. If I look at the mold here, you can actually see it slopes up there. So I guess this is where the pocket of air got caught. So what I can do next time around, I guess I'll just cut a little hole in there, put a straw through there, and tilt it slightly to make sure that it fills. But otherwise, guys, I'm actually pretty excited. I mean, a little bit of damage there, which I think I can file out. The seam line, you know, obviously that's expected. You know, I used the gelatine to create the mold, so I'm hoping that, you know, there's just a bit of flashing there that I can get rid of that quite easily. And yeah, you know, with the mold itself, the ears are looking a little untidy. Just on that side there, not a train smash, but yeah, exciting stuff. And the detail on the face has come out really well, especially the eyes. So I'm really looking forward to painting this guy up. If you have any questions or would like to see anything else, just leave a message below. Otherwise, stay tuned.